So if you've played around with tools like ChatGPT, you know AI can spit out some pretty incredible stuff from just a single prompt. But that's really just scratching the surface. Today, we're talking about the next massive leap, Agentic AI. This is where AI stops just answering your questions and starts accomplishing your goals.
Let me ask you this. Is the AI you use today a brilliant specialist? You know, someone you can hand a very specific, detailed task to? Or is it more like an intern? Yeah, it's smart, it's capable, but you'd never ever ask it to run a whole project by itself.
And that's the thing. Generative AI is absolutely fantastic at doing one thing at a time. Write this, summarize that. But managing a whole complex, multi-step project from start to finish, that's been the missing piece of the puzzle. And it's the exact problem Agentic AI is designed to solve.
Now, to really get a handle on where we're going, we kind of have to look back at where we've been. See, Agentic AI didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's the next logical step in a pretty long history of automation.
It really started with simple stuff, right? Robotic process automation. Just basic scripts following super rigid rules. Then, machine learning came along and could actually spot patterns in data. Just recently, generative AI gave us this incredible power to create brand new things from a prompt. You can see on the timeline here, each step adds another layer of intelligence. And the final leap? That's Agentic AI, which doesn't just do a task, it manages the entire show.
So what is an agentic AI? Really? Well, the absolute best way to think about it is as your own personal autonomous project manager. You don't give it a to-do list, you just give it a goal.
Okay, so here's the textbook definition. You give it a big, high-level objective, and it figures out all the rest, the planning, the execution, and this is the most important part, adapting when things inevitably go wrong.
Imagine just typing this into a prompt. This isn't a simple command like, write me an email. This is a huge strategic business goal. An agentic system doesn't just understand this, it immediately starts working backward, figuring out how to make it happen.
So the first thing it does, it makes a plan. It breaks that big, scary goal down into concrete steps, just like a person would. It figures out, okay, I need product info from our database, I need to write some emails, I need to send them out, and then I need to watch what happens. But after week 1, oof, the results are in, and they are not good. $10,000. When the target is $1 million, the plan is tanking hard.
And this is the moment where everything changes. A simple automation script, it would be stuck. It would just keep sending out the same ineffective emails over and over again, completely blind. But an agent is different. It can see that it's failing.
This right here is the secret sauce, the reflect and adapt pattern. The agent looks at its own performance, realizes the strategy is a dud, and then comes up with a new plan. This is the very core of what makes it autonomous. It's not just following orders, it's problem solving.
So it basically thinks to itself, all right, these generic emails are garbage. We need to get personal. And then, all on its own, it decides to go find more data on the target audience so it can craft a better message. It's literally learning and adapting on the fly.
Now this all sounds pretty incredible, right? Almost like something out of a sci-fi movie. But that very power, the ability to act on its own, brings up a massive question. It introduces a huge challenge.
I mean, if this tech is real, why isn't it everywhere? Why haven't we just handed over the keys to the kingdom? The answer really boils down to one simple, powerful word: trust.
So here's the core trade-off we have to deal with. On one side, you have our traditional systems. They're deterministic. They follow a fixed script every single time. Think of it like a train on a track. It's predictable, it's safe, but it can't go anywhere else. On the other side, you have these autonomous agents. They're incredibly powerful and flexible, but that same flexibility makes them unpredictable. And in business, unpredictability can be really, really risky.
So to close that trust gap, we can't just build smarter agents. We have to build a whole sophisticated safety net around them. And let me tell you, that is a massive software engineering challenge.
Yeah, getting an agent ready for the real world is a serious undertaking. It means building strong guardrails to set clear boundaries, giving the agent a memory so it actually learns from experience, having total observability so you can see every single thing it does, and just constantly, rigorously testing it for both performance and, of course, safety.
Let's just zoom in on memory for a second because it's super important. Short-term memory, think of that like a post-it note for the current job. It helps the agent keep track of what it's doing right now, but it's tossed out when the task is done. Long-term memory, though, that's about turning that experience into a learned skill. It's how the agent actually gets smarter and more efficient with every single project.
And the guardrails? Well, they're the non-negotiable rules of the road. They're like hard-coded red lines that stop the agent from doing things it should never, ever do, like creating toxic content, misusing a tool, or just going completely off the rails.
So, with all this complexity and all this risk, what's the solution for today? It's not full autonomy, it's a partnership.
The reality is, until we can 100% trust these systems to operate on their own, and we're not there yet, the safest and most effective approach is a human AI team. You get all the power and speed of the agent, but with the critical oversight of a human.
And this partnership works by putting human checkpoints at all the critical stages. A person reviews the agent's initial plan. They have to approve sensitive actions before they happen. They monitor its live performance, and they even get to validate what the agent learns and stores in its long-term memory.
And why is this human-in-the-loop model so absolutely critical? Well, because it's the key to everything. It's how you build trust in the technology. It's how you ensure it operates safely. And, you better believe, it's how you satisfy the regulators who are, quite rightly, asking some very tough questions.
Look, the end goal, the dream, is a fully autonomous AI that can manage complex stuff flawlessly. And the technology is getting closer every single day. But the real question might not be about the tech at all. It might be about us. Are we ever going to be truly ready to let go of the controls?